every day. Just gotta wear them fringes.
Got the t-shirts and stuff.
You know, yeah, you got certain guys that got fringes on the t-shirt, but yet they're committing adultery. I know niggas that are doing that, man. I know guys that they got the t-shirt, the fringes on it, but yet they got lust. They don't care. They'll have sex with another man's wife. So what's all the fringes about? That's just an act. That's just for show. All right. So it shows you that it doesn't matter, because all of that's really carnal. Being out there, hours, all right, doing all of that shit. I mean, we're commanded to do all of that, but the Lord is dealing with the inward man. He's dealing with the sincerity of a man, the soul and spirit of a man. Okay, and your sincerity towards the Most High and His commandments, man. All right. So there's a lot of things to consider. Lord, I did many wondrous works. The Lord don't care. If you don't endure until the end, to hell with your ass, man. So even I myself gotta pray for the spirit that the Lord give me, the spirit of a cold-hearted, predatorious demon, man. To enjoy the shit that's to come, man. Because the scripture said this is just the beginning of it. This is just the beginning of the souls. Go ahead.
Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock.
Right, wait. So any man that heareth these sayings of mine, right? So it's one thing to hear them, but then you also do them. Whoso heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, him will I liken unto a wise man that buildeth his house upon a rock. Okay.
And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat
So the rain descended, and the winds blew, and what?
And beat upon that house,
right?
And it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock.
Right. So you gotta build yourself upon this truth, man. Alright, you gotta build your house, meaning you gotta invest in the kingdom to come. You gotta invest in this kingdom right here. This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, these prophecies, these sayings, man. Alright? You gotta build your house upon this. Certain guys don't believe in this because they doubt, man. That's the biggest demon, doubt. That's one of the biggest demons is doubt, man. That demon of doubt can determine your salvation or your destruction. Because if you got doubt, that's going to disable you from enduring to the end. That's going to disable you from even coming out here into the highways and byways and making videos, man. Alright? Him when I liken unto a man that buildeth his house upon a rock. So you need to build your house upon this word, man. Upon Yahawashi, Yahawashi. Because, okay. You got to build your house. Because Yahawashi is that rock. Okay? Yahawashi is that rock, man. Okay?
And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it.
Yeah, because you guys, when you're not grounded and settled, you're not grounded within this truth. All right. When you haven't taken wisdom and knowledge to be your stability, when all hell comes, you're not gonna make it. All right. You're not gonna make it because. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make this your life, man. You have to make this thing your life. This is not an act. You can't make this an act. Something to do because, you know, you're getting a lot of views on YouTube. Okay? You know, you're here for the company of brothers. And you want to take up, some guys come to the truth so they can take advantage of brothers, man. For their money. Okay? That ain't the way. Alright? And it's not going to be easy either. It's a war against your flesh. You're fighting against your flesh, man. So it's not easy, it's hard work. But you have to endure. That's why we're not delivered by the works of the law, man. We're delivered by faith. And the works are coming out here into the highways and byways. But mainly faith. By grace are we saved. It tells you that in Ephesians chapter 2. Okay? So let's go back to our Matthew 24. Alright? This is serious business. This is serious business, man.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 1. And Yahawashi went out. Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrow. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Yeah, so there's going to be a time where they're going to target the Israelites, man. They're going to target us, the prophets. Alright? They're going to target us, and they're going to start killing us, man. Some brothers that you know are going to start getting killed. We're going to be getting grabbed up. People are going to be snitching on us, on our whereabouts. Your family is going to betray you. Okay? You're going to find yourself by yourself. So that's why I do recommend that, brothers, you spend a lot of your time alone. Okay? And that shows you that you're a real man, because alpha males are solitary. Okay, they're solo. They're soldiers, man. Okay? You gotta learn how to be by yourself in this truth, man. You have to learn to enjoy your own company. Okay? Don't get me wrong, you can hang around the Arkham and the brothers. Okay? But you gotta learn to be by yourself a lot of the time, man. Go ahead.
And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Okay? So, said that we're gonna be hated, man. Alright? So you gotta be firm. You have to be like a rock, like a stone. You gotta have that character, man. Never mind about the people of the world, because the Most High is gonna deal with them. Alright, go ahead.
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
You hear that? So you have to endure. Okay? You have to endure affliction. Okay? In fact, give me Daniel's. Was going into how the motherfuckers was going crazy at the worshiping idols. Daniel chapter 3 verse 1.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3, verse 1. Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura in the province of Babylon.
Right, so this guy, man, he made an image, man, talking about a statue, okay, an idol to be worshipped, man, during the time of his rulership. Go ahead.
Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent together the princes, the governors, the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
Right, so this man wanted the audience, all right, to establish that statue as being an idol to be worshipped, and wanted those people to worship the idol. Okay, go ahead.
Then the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together.
So this is a great summoning. This is a great summoning because all these men were men of renown. Now all the people had heard their names, man. The rulers of all the provinces of Babylon. Go ahead.
Were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
Okay.
And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Then an herald cried aloud, "To you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages, that at what time you hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, you fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king hath set up."
Right, so this basically saying, listen, at the sound of the trumpet, all your people is going to bow down and worship this image, man. Okay? You're going to bow down and in synchronized, formation, just bow down to the image. You know what I'm saying? Hail, O King. Hail, O King. Hail, O, you know what I'm saying? So all the people is going to be doing that. You probably got the little priests, the little demonic, paganistic Cushite priests. You know what I'm saying? With their demonic garments and their little blood sacrifices. Probably sacrifice an animal, like a swine or some type of some mess, man. Okay? And they had their own language as well. All them Cushites. Alright? Them Hamitic peoples, man. So Nebuchadnezzar said, listen, all the princes, the rulers, the governors, the captains, the sheriffs, all them gonna gather around, and all the people, all the provinces gonna bow down to this image. So this is a great multitude of people, a very great multitude of people. Go ahead. And when they hear the cornet and the sound of the music, all the people at one time is gonna bow down and worship this image, man. Go ahead.
And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth shall the same hour be cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
Right, so they had the fiery furnace. So he had the fiery furnace at one side, and he said, yo, all you guys out there that you don't worship this image, you're gonna get the fire, man. You're gonna get the oven and the fire. Okay? So the king, he must have got one of his governors to tell the people that. So all the people knew that if they didn't do that, they'd get their asses settled foul.
Therefore, at that time, when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and all kinds of music.
Yeah, because music can be demonic, man. Music can put spirits on you and can take spirits off you.
Right.
Because when you read about King Saul had a hate for David, right? But when David started playing that music, boy, that demon came off of him. He felt more soothed and relaxed. As other words, he was burning up with hate towards David. He wanted to kill him. And when David started playing that music, that demon, that evil spirit came off of David. So that shows you that the influence that music can have on a person's spirit. It's never Ishmael, it's never Moab, it's never Japhet.
What? Liverpool. That's what it said. Football club. Hey lads, talk about Liverpool.
It's never fucking. It's never the Ammon. Never Ammon. It's always Esau. Then you tell me that these motherfuckers ain't infatuated with us, man. Okay? So right here it said like, listen, when all the people, they started hearing that demonic music, man. You know when you go to church and you hear the piano, that demonic piano?
Organ.
Yeah. And then the people start getting in that church with that Jesus Christ vibe.
Yep.
Then all the women, and there's all the women. The men don't really do it, but it's the women that mainly do it.
Yeah.
They start acting in the Holy Ghost and throwing themselves around and crashing into things or falling all over the place. That's the influence that music has on the people. Surely that the majority of the people that was influenced in that time might have been women, man. Catching the holy demon.
And all kinds of music, all the people, the nations and the languages fell down and worshipped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
So this is a golden image, this is solid gold. This is a solid golden image, meaning a tall image that was solid gold. So they must have decked it out. And when you see something that's decked out and glamorous, you're thinking that it must be sacred. It must have some sacred divinity to it, man. Because it looks so great. Okay? It looks so divine. And then all the people started just bowing down to it. And then you probably had like, you know what I'm saying, executioners standing by watching the people, making sure if anybody didn't bow down, they get dragged into the fire. Go ahead.
Wherefore at that time, certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. They spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music shall fall down and worship the golden image.
So basically, certain Chaldeans went to Nebuchadnezzar and said, listen, you gave this commandment that everyone should bow down and worship the image as soon as they hear the music. Go ahead.
And whoso falleth not down and worshippeth, that he should be cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
Right.
There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
Right, so there's certain Jews that Nebuchadnezzar had put over a certain province, okay? So certain Israelites, certain Jews, meaning Judites, or Benjamites or Levites, are named as being Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And they said, man, I ain't worshiping no image. I'm not worshiping that image. Okay? And they said, I'm not worshiping that. If I go to, I'll hold that and go to Daniel chapter 1, verse 6. Start from verse 5.
It's the book of Daniel chapter 1 verse 5. And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king. Now among these were the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names. For he gave unto Daniel the name Belteshazzar,
So Daniel was named Belshazzar, go ahead.
and to Hananiah of Shadrach,
So Hananiah was called Shadrach. So Shadrach's real name was Hananiah. Go ahead.
and to Mishael of Abednego. But
And so it said, and to Mishael of Meshach. So Meshach's real name was Mishael, and Azariah's and Abednego's real name was Azariah. Okay.
But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank.
Right. So that's the point, because I just want to bring out the real names of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Okay. So let's go back.
Verse 13 of Daniel chapter 3 verse 13. Then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage and fury commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up.
Right. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was all dead, totally tied and bound up. And then Nebuchadnezzar was like, so you think that you don't have to worship my image? You know? So he basically put him to it. So in that exact moment, what type of spirit do you think that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego had to have, man?
I know what they're about.
Alright? So the scripture said that we shall be brought before kings and governors. The scripture said that the world will hate us for the name's sake of the Lord. Okay? It said, marvel not if the world hate you, right, for preaching this gospel. Because the times, I'm going to tell you this, man, the time's going to come here where the elites of this society of Edom, they're going to try and get everybody to worship the image of the New World Order. Just like how Nebuchadnezzar tried to get all the people within all the provinces of Babylon to worship that statue, that golden statue. Okay? And the majority of the people worship that image. Majority of the motherfuckers, they were so scared, they were so terrified of getting that judgment that they were worshiping that image, man. They said, man, fuck this, man, I'm worshiping that image, man. I'm worshiping that image. I ain't gonna get my ass burned up. And my children, I'm thinking about the lives of my family and my children. I don't want to get. I love my life. I love my life. I don't want to die. So I'm gonna worship this image, so I can continue to eat food, continue to drink wine, and live to be a ripe old age and die. That's what the majority of the people were thinking. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was like, man, fuck that, man. I don't fear the judgment of man. I fear the judgment of the Heavenly Father, man. The scripture says, fear not him that have life over the body. Fear him that has power over the body to destroy and etc. Rough paraphrasing. You should get those scriptures, man.
I think because, like you said, it was back then, but they're still doing it today. Alright, Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. The thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun.
There's no new thing under the sun. Okay? So the same thing that happened back then in ancient Babylon is the same thing that's going to happen now in modern day Babylon. and that's deep, man. That's actually spiritual, because the same thing happened in ancient Babylon, and the same thing is going to happen again now. And Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they were of the elect. they must have been of the elect. Because when that temptation came, they endured the temptation, okay? And they overcame the temptation through faith.
Appreciate that.
Go on then.
Matthew 10, 28. 28 says, and fear not them that which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in the hell.
Right. So the Most High has the greater power. So you're going to fear him that has the true power. Because the Most High, because Nebuchadnezzar, he's just a servant of the Lord. He's just a servant. Like Esau is just a servant of the Lord. He's just doing the Most High's bidding. So I should fear the one that's standing behind the puppet. I should fear the puppet master. Okay? Because he's the one pulling the strings. Okay? So like I said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they were like, man, fuck that, man. Okay? But their mentality was, listen, if we serve the Lord hard, the Lord's going to deliver us anyway. Okay? I've got no peace.
You know, all nations coming together, that's old, isn't it? They've done it before. That's why, you know, the UN building, it's built like ancient Babylon. You know? Right.
Yeah.
So the UN building is an unfinished Tower of Babel.
That's serious.
The end of the sun, isn't it?
Show that again, that's serious.
Right, see? Same. And that's in Belgium, and that's in New York as well. So all of them are like that.
You see that? There's nothing new underneath the sun. So it says on this, Sirach chapter 33 verse 1, there shall no evil happen unto him that feareth the Lord, but in temptation, even again, he will deliver him. Alright? But in temptation, the word temptation, what does that mean? A test or a trial of a man's character and holiness. So that was Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That was their time of temptation, where they were being tested, okay, to find out their holiness and the strength of their character. Okay.
Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. Actually, I'll start from verse 5. Isaiah 33, verse 5. The Lord is exalted, for he dwelleth on high. He hath filled Zion with judgment and righteousness, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. And that's what we're supposed to do, fear the Lord, man, not these heathens, you know. Like they came up earlier, and they were pleading their innocence, man. We're not supposed to be fair to him. The Lord said a righteous man's attack on a standing great boldness against him.
You know what I'm saying? So that's right, bro. Okay. And wisdom and knowledge is going to be your stability. That's going to be that house that was founded up on that rock, man.
Yeah.
Wisdom is going to be your stability. That's what's going to keep you stiff. Standing stiffly for the name of Yahweh or Yahawashi. You got to be like that rock, man. Okay? Just like the servant should be as his master. Was not Yahawashi labeled the rock? Or a stone? Alright? Or a millstone. Okay? So brothers gotta learn how to be hard. Brothers can't be weak, man. Mentally and spiritually. Okay? And I'm not trying to say that brothers don't get weak. Sometimes brothers get weak, man. Okay? But that's for you brothers to get together and talk about whatever issues you have. Okay? And don't forsake the fellowship. Okay? Because another brother that you're talking to might be able to comfort you with his experiences or something pertaining to the scriptures, man, or to our history. He might give you something to think about. And again, it's all about examining yourself, because the scriptures talk about how in Lamentations that a man should be alone and suffer quietly and wait patiently for the Lord. It tells you that in Lamentations. Jeremiah wrote that book, man, through the inspiration of the Lord. So get that.
Proverbs chapter 11 verse 3, the integrity of the upright shall guide them,
The integrity of the upright shall guide them, man.
but the perverseness of the transgressors shall destroy them.
Right, so it said two things in that verse. It said the integrity of the upright shall guide them. Alright? So you're being guided by your integrity. So what is your integrity? Your faith. Alright? And what is your faith saying? Your faith is leading us toward the kingdom. What's the basis of our faith? That if we hold ourselves uprightly concerning the scriptures and we endure to the end, Yahawashi, our big brother, our savior, is going to come and deliver us, man, from all destruction and from the second terrible death, man. Alright? And then we're going to be crowned as kings, as eternal kings and as eternal priests. Alright? Right? As eternal priests and as eternal kings to rule over the nations for eternity on a new heaven and a new earth, to establish righteousness, to establish order, to show forth correction, discipline, okay, righteousness, all right, to be the true pillars and founding blocks of our nation, the founding forefathers of all the tribes of our nation. That's the premise. That's the foundation of our faith, man. That's the foundation of our integrity, and that's what's gonna guide us, man. That vision that we have is gonna guide us, man, to that great and glorious kingdom that's to come. The same vision that you brothers see inside your minds of the kingdom, that kingdom will be actualized in the physicality. Okay? It will come. All we need to do is put our trust in the Lord. Just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, man. And we're going to go back to that, but we're just going to read on.
Proverbs chapter 11 verse 4, riches. Proverbs chapter 11 verse 3, the integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perverseness of the transgressors shall destroy them.
But then exactly, that's the second point now in that verse. Said the perverseness of the transgressors shall destroy them. Alright? So you have the 2/3, man. 2/3, what did he say? He said
But the perverseness of the transgressors shall destroy them.
Right, the 2/3 of our people are perverse right now. Doesn't know wicked, man.
Yeah.
Hey, they are wicked. They'll do some real, like, low shit, the type of shit you're thinking, man. You gotta have a demon inside you to be doing that, man. To really block your conscience off from doing all that shit. Especially the women of our nation. Oh Lord, don't even let me get to that, man. Don't even let me get to that. Don't let me get into that, man. And that's, you know, doing some perverse on people. Where are they right now? There's no one here listening. You know what I'm saying? All they're concerned about is pussy. Get pussy by any means. No matter how low you go for the pussy. That's what they about, man. Partying, smoking weed, watching Future and the rest of these new age rappers, scrappers, you know. That's all our people is indulging in this present world, man. Okay? They're not thinking about the Lord. Should have said perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them. So destruction is coming to the 2/3 of our people in Yahawashi come. They're gonna get the missiles, they're gonna get the lasers, they're gonna get the vultures, they're gonna get the suicide. The Most High's gonna put all kind of spirits upon the 2/3 of our people to annihilate them, man. So there's a harsh death, a mass death that's coming towards our nation. And you brothers, we gotta have a hard head to endure all that friction. You better have the Bible with you. You better have the Bible with you when that time comes. Go ahead. You know.
Riches profit not in the day of wrath.
Right, so riches profit not in the day of wrath. Go ahead.
But righteousness delivereth from death.
Right, so righteousness delivereth from death. 2 points again. So riches profit not in the day of wrath. Do you think Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego told Nebuchadnezzar, said, listen, Nebuchadnezzar, man, I've got this gold watch, man. Don't burn me up. Okay? When the elites come down and try to get rid of us, the Israelites, the prophets, do you think that we're going to be able to try to persuade them out of killing us by giving them a £20 note, a £100 bill? Riches profit not in the day of wrath, man. That's why the scriptures speak heavy against not really bounding up treasures on the earth, man, where moth and dust doth corrupt, man, or when thieves break through and steal. The main thing is right now is the scripture says righteousness delivereth from death. Okay, so standing true and boldly in the name of Yahawashi, Yahawashi, that's really what's going to deliver you, man. Putting your trust in the Lord. And forgetting your flesh, man. Forgetting whatever pain or death that's coming your way. And to say that, listen, I'm going to give my all to the Lord, man. Fuck this body, man. To hell with this body. I'm just going to give my spirit to Yahawashi, Yahawashi. And to hell with these fucking wicked ass people. You think these people care about the Lord, man? People don't give a damn about the Lord, Yahawashi. They're the enemies of the Lord, all these people.
Right.
They're the enemies, man, all these people. Your family, they're the enemies. They're the antichrist, man. Okay? They make mockery of us, man. They make mockery of us, man. They're the main scoffers. That's what I'm saying. You gotta pray that these people get destroyed, man. You gotta pray that these people die, man. You gotta pray these people die a miserable death, man.
Right.
You think these people give a fuck about the Lord, man? They don't give a flying shit about the Lord. You try to tell them about the Lord in the club, you think they're gonna repent, man? They don't care. Their actions show that they don't care. They're not out here trying to find out how they're gonna be delivered from the missiles and the Third World War. They're not asking, what shall we do? They're not even asking that, like, what shall we do?
Yeah.
They just walk past and they give this scoffing face, man. They want to bring out their little phones, filming us, trying to tempt us. And you tell me that I'm supposed to give a fuck about them? I don't give a fuck about these people, man. Alright? They're the main ones that make mockery of us, man. And when they make mockery of us, they make a mockery of Yahweh and his son Yahawashi. Alright? The scripture says the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them. So you better pray that these people shall be destroyed. So like I said, to be a man of the Lord, man, you can't be, you gotta be strong. Go ahead.
Yeah. Jeremiah chapter 11 verse 14. Therefore pray not thou for this people, neither lift up a cry or a prayer for them, for I will not hear them in the time that they cry unto me for their trouble.
So that's scripture's told, that's prophecy right there. The scripture says the times will come when they're going to be crying.
Yeah.
They're going to be crying. These same people are going to be crying out here for their affliction. They're going to be saying, where's the food? Where's the food? Where's the food? No, they're going to be panting like a dog, man. They're gonna go searching in the trash cans. You know, they're gonna be in a pitiful state. And when I see that, I'm gonna be glad, man. When me looking at it, I say, yeah, you the same motherfucker that was laughing and scoffing and trying to take pictures of us when we was teaching in the street, man.
Yeah.
Look at you now. Especially these fucking women. I would love to see them suffer, man. Because they were getting their butts on this side. It's gonna say they that laugh now shall do what? Mourn and weep. Okay? They shall mourn and weep, man. Imagine that all these people are gonna suffer, they're gonna be crying when that time comes. We're not gonna be praying for these people. We're gonna be doing the opposite of what these Christians do. These Christians pray for everybody. These Christians, they pray for everybody. The scripture said we're not gonna pray for these people. So whatever religion they got, man, that's not the scriptures. That's not the Bible.
Pray for Donald Trump.
You better pray Donald Trump, bring this martial law. That's what we're gonna pray for.
Yeah.
Lord, I pray you put the spirit upon Donald Trump to bring this martial law so we can get the hell up out of here. that's the amount we're gonna be praying for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That he blow that trumpet, man. Okay? That trumpet for what? Do you better pray that he blow the seventh trumpet? Complete destruction. Okay?
Alright. This is about the elect. The elect, they're going to get this, but the rest are blinded, right? Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw the thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them which were beheaded for the witness of Yahawashi.
Let's start.
Right? Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw the thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahawashi.
That's us.
And for the word of God, and which have not worshipped the beast,
Right.
neither his image,
Right.
neither has received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands.
So that's Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Because they said, I ain't fucking being overcome by this beast. I ain't gonna let you and your little threats and your lousy ass threats talking about you gonna burn me. Because I don't want to bow down to your golden statue. I'm not letting that get to me because that shit isn't right, man. It's not fucking right. I'd rather die. That's what's right. Dying for righteousness' sake, man. I'm not gonna bow down to a statue so I can continue eating bread with a bad conscience in my head, man. I'm not gonna, that's weak. That's weakness, man. You gotta hate weakness. When you're in this truth, you gotta hate that weakness, man. Because those motherfuckers that be submissive to the will of Esau's government by taking part in taking that microchip, okay, and that new world governmental order, those are beta males, man. Those are weak guys, man. Those are weak guys. Following after women. Not having any sense of direction. The scripture says the integrity of the upright shall guide them, man. Alright? Meaning we have a guide here, man. Brothers, you know that you have a guide, man. You are being guided. What did it say in Psalms 23? Someone give me Psalms 23. Someone give me Psalms 23.
This is Psalms chapter 52 verse 6. The righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him. Verse 7. Lo, this is the man that made not God his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches and strengthened himself in his wickedness.
Read that again.
Psalms 52 verse 7. Lo, this is the man that made not the Most High his strength, but verse 6. The righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him.
Right, so we're gonna laugh. We're in them chariots, man. And we're in the sea of glass, mingled with fire, according to Revelation chapter 15. And then we see certain niggas getting destroyed. See, oh, that was that motherfucker, man. I remember him. There's that bitch. I remember her. She cheated on my ass. Oh shit! Is that my mom? Is that my wicked mother? Damn. You know?
Precept up.
Hold on, wait. Let me finish this. Go ahead.
Lo, this is the man that made up the Most High his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches and strengthened himself in his wickedness.
So that's Esau. Esau trusted in the abundance of his riches and in his wickedness. And the righteous, meaning the elect, we're going to see his destruction. We're going to witness at first glance his destruction. That's going to be an honor. That's going to be the honor, man. To see the so-called white man get destroyed off the face of the earth, man. That's going to be a wonderful honor, man. See this man get his comeuppance, man. Because Esau's been like a, what do you call them guys that try to escape justice, a fugitive?
Yeah.
They said that Cain would be a vagabond and a fugitive in the earth. Alright? And the so-called white man, he trying to escape that justice, man. He trying to act like we want to be about love now. Everybody else is a criminal except him.
Yeah.
He not the criminal. So-called white man, he ain't the criminal. Everybody else is a criminal except him. The Arabs are criminals. Black people are criminals. The Mexicans are criminals. Oh, they're in the wrong land. But the so-called white man, he's doing everything that's good. He's done the right thing all along. And he shouldn't be judged. And if you say anything about what he's done, then you're racist. You're racist, you're speaking hate, and you got no love in your heart. All of a sudden the white people, they don't want to deal with the law no more. They want to deal with the law as long as you're the criminal, as you're the one breaking his laws. But when you tell the so-called white man and the so-called white woman about the shit they done, all of a sudden they don't want to deal with the law no more.
Yeah.
They want you to forget about that. They want you to forget about that and let bygones be bygones, okay? And if you keep speaking about it, then they're gonna phone the police, okay? And press charges against you for speaking hate. That's how they do, man. That's how the devil operates. He likes to point fingers at people. Look at what they're doing. That's how the devil likes to roll. That's how they like to roll, man. And our people, and our fucking people, man, they wanna go after Esau. You know why? Because the majority of our people got no goddamn integrity.
Right.
They got no fucking morals, man. But then they don't say motherfuckers, they wanna be the ones walking past, making mockery of us. Like we're the crazy ones. We got our fucking heads screwed on. We know who the enemy is. We know who the fucking hypocrite is, man. That his joy is but for a moment. But a nigga don't see that because all he sees is them in power. You got Sam? Who's reading?
He was, but
Who's reading? Go on. Finish.
From verse 1, yeah?
Yeah, go.
Psalms 23, verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
So he said, what did it say? It said, the integrity of the upright shall guide them. It says what? The Lord is my shepherd. He's our guide. Because we're the sheep, right? If we're the sheep of his pasture, every sheep has what? A shepherd. And who's the one guiding us? Who's the one protecting us and gathering us? Yahawashi, man. By the word of Yahweh. Alright? The great spirit himself. The Lord is my shepherd. Go on.
He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Verse 2, Psalm 23 verse 2. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Psalms 23 verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures.
Right, he said that I shall not want. How many of you brothers know what that means when it says I shall not want? I shall not want meaning I'm not in need of nothing else, man. As long as I got this truth, as long as I got this truth, to hell with everything else, man. To hell with everything else. I'm not in need of nothing else. As long as I got this truth, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters, man. Okay, because it's all going to be destroyed anyway. It literally tells you that the fashions of this world passeth away. So a car, a motherfucking Bentley, a dime, now a bitch you consider like a 9 or a 10, fuck the bitch, man. In the kingdom, she's going to be like a 4. She's going to be like a 4 or a strong 5, man. And the bitches we going to get, man. The Lord is my guide. I'm not in need of shit, man. That's the mentality that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego had. Their mentality was in heaven.
Right.
Their mind was in heaven. All the people, their mind was on earth, man. They were thinking, no, I ain't gonna get burned up, because they're probably scared. They probably didn't know where they were gonna go after they died. You know, that's another thing that people are scared of. They think that when they die, where the hell am I gonna go after I die? They fear life after death. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego knew where they're gonna go. They knew they were going straight to their maker. And they're probably thinking, I'd rather die anyway, because I'm in captivity. I'm in another man's nation of people, you know, serving them. So dying would be like you doing me a favor. You're doing me a fucking favor. So if I'm gonna die, at least I might as well die doing the right thing. Let me just sell out, man, and do what the rest of the people do it, and transgress the culture and culture and identity and heritage of my ancestors, man.
Right.
By worshipping a fucking statue of gold. A statue of gold that was made by a man. They don't breathe, they don't hear, they don't do nothing, and I'm here bound, giving my all and my power and my soul to a golden piece of rubbish. Tomorrow you could burn the shit and mold it into something else. It's garbage, man. I'd rather die, man, and preserve my integrity. Well, you know.
Verse 2. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters.
So it said, read that again, sorry.
He leadeth me beside the still waters. Alright, verse 2, yeah? Verse 2. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures.
Right, he maketh me to lie down in green pastures, man.
He leadeth me beside the still waters.
This is the green pastures and this is the still waters. Alright? Because when you think about green pastures and still waters, because a sheep, what does sheep eat? What do sheep eat, man? They eat green pastures. And what do they drink? Still waters, man. Okay? So what does the green pastures and the waters represent? This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So he maketh me to lie down in green pastures, he leadeth me beside the still waters. So we're being led to this truth, and we're being grounded and settled in this truth, man. Okay? And it's all eventually gonna lead to a kingdom.
Right.
It's all eventually gonna lead to a kingdom. Where we're literally gonna be on green grasses and be beside the still waters, man. Alright? So this is what we're all gonna be guided to. Go ahead.
Verse 3. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake.
Right, so he restoreth my soul. When you brothers came to this truth, your souls were restored, man, because you was in a spirit of heaviness.
Right.
When you saw the devastation of your people, when you first came to the knowledge of how we were taken to the Western Hemisphere by these so-called white people, by these other nations of people, how we've been exploited, okay, by these other nations of people, you had hatred inside your heart, man. And you were thinking, how the hell are we gonna get out of this predicament? You didn't like to see the state that your people were in the ghetto, killing one another. You had questions in your mind asking yourself, why is all this happening? Why am I always being looked down upon? Why do other nations look down on us, man? Why do we look down upon ourselves? Going to Isaiah 61, it tells you how, what does it say? Isaiah 61, the Lord has sent me to preach the gospel of good tidings, the spirit of meekness, to bind up the brokenhearted. Okay? Yeah, get that.
Let me finish this one. Alright,
Get that.
Psalms 23 verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Verse 3, yeah. Psalms 23 verse 3. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake.
For his name's sake. And you're always going to hear this throughout the scriptures. You're always going to hear this throughout the scriptures. For his name's sake. So the Most High, he's the ultimate narcissistic, man. He's like the ultimate narcissistic guy. You think a woman is selfish, man? The Most High invented selfishness. See, the Most High said, listen, I'm leading you this way for me, for my name, man, not for you. So that's how deep it is, man. Most High said, listen, the Most High, he's doing this. Most High won't play when he said, oh, women shall be harlots in the city, man. He wasn't playing, man. He wasn't playing at all. He wasn't playing one bit, man. That's a Jacob, man. That's the sons of Jacob, right? That's the daughters of Jacob, right? Harlots in the city.
What are we doing here then? What's going on? Are we Christians?
Sing a song.
Christians?
Let me continue with this. Just carry on.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Read that verse 3.
Hello.
Psalms 23 verse 3. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake.
So it shows you right there that you don't choose the Lord. The Lord chooses you. He said, he leadeth you in the paths of righteousness. So he's putting a spirit upon you to do his works, man.
The run.
Okay? He's putting a spirit upon you to follow the paths of righteousness. Part of the paths of righteousness is keeping the law.
Christians.
Okay? Part of keeping the law is growing that beard. Not shaving up your hairline.
Up the Christians.
Hating the idea of committing adultery, man. Sleeping with another man's wife. Okay?
Up the Christians.
Eating pork, swine, shellfish, lobster, all those abominations and filth, man. The Most High has put the spirit upon you, brothers, not to engage in any of them things, man.
Up the Christians.
Okay? And then ultimately to come out here in the highways and byways, putting on garments,
Well, you got
making
Quran.
videos,
You got
Okay.
the Quran or the Holy Bible.
alright,
Bible.
learning scriptures, watching the brothers out there in the
We're
States,
preaching from the Holy
Jamaica, alright?
Have you got Bible or?
So you understand the Most High is putting the spirit upon us to do these things. And what did the scripture say? He put the spirit upon us to follow in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Alright? Because if it wasn't for us, the world wouldn't know the name of Yahweh or Yahawashi.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Because of us, we're actually publishing that name.
Yeah, man.
We're publishing the name of Yahweh and Yahawashi, man.
Is
If it wasn't for us, everybody on the planet would be
Excuse
still
me,
saying
my
Jesus
friend.
Christ, man.
My
And
friend.
Yahweh and shit, man.
Is that Holy Bible?
You know what I'm saying? And Yeshua. And that.
Is that Holy Bible?
You get what I'm saying? So we're the ones that are pushing the truth. And we're doing it for the name's sake of the Lord, man.
Yeah, man.
Verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death,